Hey there, internets. This is Kyle with another edition of the My Business Launch Secrets YouTube channel. This is day number, well, that doesn't even matter anymore. So I wanted to create this video to share with all my avid viewers out there, the three of you that typically watch my videos that I put out, that I'm going to be going on a bit of a hiatus from posting to this channel here, the My Business Launch Secrets YouTube channel, which has been my journey in documenting trying to start a new online business, trying to get from $0 to $1 million within a year. If you've been following along, I've been learning a lot through Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels and various other folks, just trying to learn the online marketing game and spending time thinking about what sort of an online business, fits for what my personal interests are and what my passions are, et cetera, et cetera. I've been through various ups and downs over the course of the past, I don't know, whatever it's been, 6 months, I guess, since I started this. Yeah, almost 6 months, I guess. Well, and where am I at right now? Here in about to be March, as of tomorrow, I guess, 2023, is I don't have an online business, at least not one that's selling any product of any sort at this point in time. I do have a YouTube channel that I was an older YouTube channel that I was looking to leverage to grow an online business. I did kind of change some branding up on that old channel and, was making a bit of a push to make that the active business, continue to put out new content and build some courses or training or coaching programs around that content, which was kind of like engineering education, just broadly speaking. And I kind of got that rolled out, and that's when I got wrapped into the throes of big decision time in my day job, which I do still have a day job. I'm doing all this part-time to try to grow something that'll be much bigger 5 or 10 years down the road, not expecting it actually to be some overnight success story, because that's not how things actually work in the real world. But again, looking to grow something over time that at some point in the future I could quit my day job and be able to do this type of thing full time, because I do believe I would like to. I guess it's a good question. Like, why do I even want to do that? I mean, I started doing it because I really disliked my day job, but then part of the reason why I'm going on a hiatus here is because I'm switching day jobs, and I'll explain more on that in a minute. But I guess that was certainly a big motivating factor for me, again, getting this whole thing started. But yeah, I could always find a different day job, which is what I've done. And so why would I still be interested in doing a business thing? And I guess the answer there is I just want to prove to myself that I can do it. And this is more of a big picture life philosophical sort of question of like, why do any of us do the things that we do? How do we evaluate, big decisions in our lives? And I'm just, I guess, personally at a point in my own life where I feel much more so now than maybe in past years, the sort of weight of the brevity of our life on this earth, and the fact that if we are unwilling to try new things and to take new chances and to take on more risk in whatever part of your life you want to talk about it, whether it's, career or business, personal, then I don't know, that just seems like it's a very boring way to sort of live out the rest of your life. Would consider myself maybe not quite on the back half of my life. I mean, hopefully, who knows, I could be hit by a bus tomorrow, but if I assume I die of old age, then I'm, nearing, I guess you could say, the halfway point potentially in my life. And so as much as I've, learned and grown up to this point, I still feel like I have a lot more to learn and a lot more to grow as a person, as an individual. And one of the areas that I would like to grow in is just better understanding the limits of my own potential when it comes to income generation, just to be flat out. Certainly a big motivating factor for this whole business thing is wealth generation for not just myself or my family right now, but for generations to come. The whole building more of a generational wealth scheme, although that's a whole other can of worms if, you do reach those levels of wealth, and you have to ask yourself, is it worth just handing all that over to your children if they haven't actually worked for it, because maybe that ruins them, etc. I don't know. I don't have to worry about that for a long time, so I'm not going to deal with that. But I'm just sort of curious to understand what it would take to, whatever, let's say 10x my income generation capability compared to what I'm at today, just in my day job, right? Because my day job as an employee of whatever company X, I, when it's say certainly there are people in as employees in companies that are making, millions of dollars a year. If you're like in, I don't know, big finance or, major CEO of a Fortune 500 company or something, with all the bonuses and stuff that those people get. I mean, sure, you can make a lot of money as an employee of a company. But in my particular field, I think going to more of an executive level role, could conceivably be something I want to do at some point down the road, maybe, 10 years from now or something, after I ever got a bit more experience under my belt. But I don't think I would necessarily be in a role where, again, I would be seeing like millions of dollars of income being generated. I mean, at least not in my particular line of work. I mean, I don't know. I guess anything's possible, so I should acknowledge that I still have limiting beliefs over that particular issue, I guess. But regardless, I think, again, the more likely way in which you can generate significant wealth, to build significant wealth, is through starting your own business, being an owner rather than an employee. And not just to be self-employed, meaning you're just trading your time for dollars. And so rather than trading my time to an employer for dollars, I'm trading my time to a customer who's paying me to do something for them for dollars, in which case maybe I can charge a little bit more per hour, but you factor in various overhead you have of running your own self-employed thing, then you're probably not really making much more money than you were if you were just an employee at another business, but taking on a lot more risk, since again now you're responsible for generating the business in addition to executing whatever that business is, whatever that service or product is. And so trying to come up with a business where it could be more, I could eventually move to more of an owner type of role where I am then simply employing people to do the various functions of the business, and I am simply overseeing, but yet able to extract out profits from that business. And you do that as, any number of examples you could point to. People who have done that, been successful, and that's how they generate pretty massive wealth in doing things that way. So I'm, just been very intrigued in learning more about that process. How do people do it? And how could I do it? How would I do it in a way that leverages my skills and experience and expertise, etc., into a business that would be, very profitable at some point down the road. So I haven't given up per se on that goal, that overall big vision of, I still definitely want to continue to explore that space, but I am putting kind of a pause on these videos or this channel just in general, because I know at least for the next phase, as I make a transition in my day job, I will need to be a bit more focused on getting up to speed with the new job, in addition to the role I'm on is somewhat of a higher level role, so I will have much more responsibilities than what I have in my current day job, because my current day job I basically have no responsibilities, to be frank, but so it'll be a lot more than that. And I just want to kind of get smarter about the work that I'm going to be doing in general. So, and it's something that does excite me or interest me. So I am personally motivated to want to spend extra time learning more about it, right? And I think that's all good stuff. That again is the best way for me to accelerate my income at the moment, partially because, the success that I have in this job can directly impact me from a, bonus, being able to capture more bonuses and things based on my actual output. And that's not something I like having my current job. So again, I have not had a lot of motivation in my current job to really push myself further, because what's the point? I mean, it's not going to change my bank account at all, one way or the other. So, but in the new job, it will be a little bit different in that regards. And so I am motivated to, again, push myself in different ways, and, at least give myself a little bit more breathing room in figuring out how to best adapt to the new workplace, right? And it's also going to be different because it's a fully remote work job. The company I'm going to work for does not have offices where I live, so they're trusting me to work by myself on my own to get the job done. And that's pretty cool, I think. Kind of dig that. Will require also more travel, which also would make this whole, daily video thing a little bit more challenging, as I will be on the road quite a bit more during the weekdays at least. So anyway, these are all the reasons why I haven't posted here for quite a while, and why I will not be posting for at least some time a while longer. I think it'll also give me time to, again, just spend more time thinking about, what is the right business model for me personally to really push out and pursue, as well as to think about ways I can just maybe generate content maybe for this existing YouTube channel that I have, and not really feel so much pressure to, be like pushing people to buy something or whatever. It's like, and this is a big thing, Alex Hormozy and other folks, like Gary Vaynerchuk and others, I think kind of harp on this, that the biggest thing you can do to help grow your business over a longer time horizon is just to give people stuff for free, give content, give everything out for free, because it's better it makes your job from a sales perspective much easier if people are buying based on the value they've already received from you, as opposed to convincing them that there's value after they give you money, right? If I've already, if they've already consumed a certain amount of content from me, they already feel like they know me to a certain extent. And so if I then go and ask at some later date, a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever the time is, to buy something from me, a course or a coaching thing or whatever it is, then I think that whole sales process will just be much easier, because again, people have already gotten a lot of value. So they're like, well, yeah, I've already gotten a ton of this. I feel kind of obligated. It's a natural human response. It's a feeling of reciprocity. People feel I've already received a lot of value, so I almost feel obliged to give this guy money because he's already given me so much, right? So I think that will be nice to, again, think a little bit more methodically about what I want to do, and, maybe just not put myself under so much pressure to, get out content like every day or whatever. And not that that's not important, and if you're really focused on building a business, but, I still just need to get comfortable even with what I want to like talk about or teach or whatever the thing is. And yeah, I guess I just stress myself out about thinking of what I should be doing or shouldn't be doing. And it's like, well, I should just do stuff whenever I feel like doing stuff and not worry about it. And eventually a year from now, I'll probably have done more stuff than I've done right now, and that'll be good. I'm moving in the right direction. And, again, I think that's a big important lesson here from all this, this channel that I created, which really serves more as my own personal video diary in this journey, which is why I don't really want to just shut it down, because I will maybe give updates as things progress, but I just won't be doing it on a daily basis. So this has been more of a video diary for myself to just kind of document my thoughts as I've moved through this journey. And that's the important thing, is you just taking small steps a little bit every day, whether it's, documenting in some way, such as a video diary of sorts of this, or a blog, or I think even just spending time in deep thought about what are the next steps in your own journey. I think any of these things, if you're just consistent about doing it, they will inevitably yield returns over a longer time horizon. Again, as I've mentioned multiple times, famous quote by, I think, Tony Robbins, or wherever he got it from, is that we overestimate what we believe we can do in a year, underestimate what we believe we can do in 5 or 10 years, or whatever, some longer time horizon. And this is very true. We, typically, short 1 year goals, whatever, for this year, it's come New Year's, right? For this year, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to make more money. I'm going to do whatever, right? And put a bunch of unrealistic expectations. But if we sat down and said, well, I don't really know what I'm going to do in like 1 year, but I know in 10 years, I will have accomplished X, whatever that is. And I think changing that frame of reference helps you to kind of work through a lot of just distractions that maybe you run into in life and in business and work or whatever, understanding that a lot of things you have to do on a daily basis just don't really matter. And again, if you understand where you're headed over the long term, then that can help you almost become more focused in the near term in terms of what you need to do. And ultimately, you'll probably find that you were able to reach that goal, that 10-year goal maybe, in 5 years or 8 years or 7 years or whatever, simply by changing how you're viewing it, I guess, right? So I'm trying, and I'm not saying like I've always lived this way my entire life. These are just the kind of things I'm learning and trying to apply in how I approach my career and this business journey, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's what I'm working on. And I think for anybody out on the YouTubes that have happened to stumble upon these videos, I appreciate you taking the time to listen in on this journey. Maybe you've learned something along the ways, at least learn that, hey, it's not the worst thing in the world to put yourself out and just make random videos for the world, because at the very least, it gets you thinking about, trying to better articulate what's going on in your brain and what you're thinking about, what you might be sitting at home at your own desk, pondering and feeling like you're not getting anywhere, maybe doing something like this or in whatever media form suits your own interests, I think can help to solidify certain concepts and things that you're learning along the way, because I think that's what it has done for me, certainly, and whatnot. So anyway, I wish you all well. Keep on kicking ass, taking names out there, and I'll see you on the next one at some point down the road here on day number 867 or whatever that day might be. Until then, stay classy.